two halves. The first half, I thought we played great basketball, particularly against a team that wanted to get into that fourth spot so they wouldn't have to play in Vegas. They came ready to play, but we were really, really good. The ball was moving. Defensively, we were good. We were switching up. We had some things that had them confused a little bit. And I thought the difference in the second half is at times in the game, we stopped playing together. And we tried to force some things, and 15 turnovers is just way too many turnovers. 11 of them by two starters is just too much, particularly against good teams. We went back again, and when we look at our season, when we played together, I thought we were just outstanding. We tried to do too much and turn the ball over, particularly when they're easy, unforced turnovers up top and stuff like that, where you're giving up easy buckets. That's hard. You can't give team baskets. But this team battled, and they battled hard in the first half. I thought they were tremendous then, and we just let it get away from us in the second half. Our three seniors, I can't say enough about either one of those guys. When you talk about Cooper, a great guy to have on your team and in the locker room. Guys just love him. He's funny. He's going to graduate on time. He done a tremendous job. Deontay Daniels, just a class. And just in terms of how he handles himself, his career here has been really good for him. Academically, he's been a solid student also. I have not had to worry about a thing about him. He takes care of everything. And I'm really proud that he had an opportunity to play in this program and play in state where his parents could have eyes on him and friends could see him play. Robo, when you talk about those special players, and we look at this program, and you look at the development of a Josh Hawkinson, you see him come from this little kind of gangly freshman to where he ends up on the same list with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and then Robo comes right behind that, most improved player in the conference, and now he's going to be an NBA draft pick. And to see him have a season like he had, it's just one of those special players. And he wasn't that way when he came into the program, but to his credit, just like Josh, he developed himself into that. He had opportunity, he had facilities, he had a stage, and he took full advantage of it. And all three of those guys will graduate, and it's not been one single day where I've ever had to worry about those three guys on our campus, out in the community. That they've just been class. And I appreciate particularly Deontay and Robo, 4 years. 4 years of being here in an era where guys jump ship and go somewhere else and transfer out. Robo had an opportunity to do that as well. He stayed true to his school. Deontay Trade stayed true to his school. So I have a lot of respect for those two guys and what they're able to accomplish here.
Could you tell before the game that Robo could have a kind of performance like that? Just the way he kind of seemed locked in, he seemed to have a lot of energy, played with a lot of force today.
Normally on a senior's last day at home, those performances can step on that center stage and be huge. That's why I was hoping Deontay would have been okay, because I think he would have been another guy that just would have been given a tremendous performance because of the character of who they are. And so to answer your question, yes, 37-point wise, no. 8 threes, no. He got into a rhythm, and when he does that, you allow him to just let it go, let it shoot, and he knows what he's doing, and he was tremendous. Take away the turnovers, to me, he had a perfect game out there on the floor. So I'm happy for him that he could play that well in front of family and friends on senior day.
Did you notice the defensive intensity was lowering in the second half, and that maybe led to some of the other turnovers and kind of affects you guys all around?
I've said consistently, and here's who we are. And we were right back on track a couple of days ago in practice. When we play defense and play fast and share the ball where everybody touches it, they don't have to shoot it, everybody touches it in a possession, we are really good, because when you touch it, when you shoot it, you get a chance to dribble it, you don't mind coming down to the other end and playing defense. But when you go down that floor 3 or 4 times and you don't get a chance to even touch the ball, that's hard. It's hard to come down and say, okay, I'm going to defend now, when I don't even feel like I'm involved on the offensive end. So we know this. We figured this out at Arizona right before we went down, Arizona State right before we went down in Arizona. We were great at it. Washington, we were great at it. We were great at it in the first half. So there's our MO. If we can play that way, the defensive energy stays up, and we're really good defensively, and we can be really special offensively when we play that way.
And then you had the team huddled up at the one end of the court after the game. What would you tell them there?
In a nutshell, it was to appreciate these 3 seniors, and it's more important for the 3 of them and the rest of this team to get around and see these fans, so the fans have an opportunity to thank those guys, and say goodbye, and to realize again that our destiny is in Vegas. Everybody gets to reset. when you go to Las Vegas. And normally, teams that have so many new guys and they've been through it, they can catch their wind. They play up because they get one more chance to redeem themselves. And I'm anxious to get them on that stage down there. We've been conditioning. I talked about that in the huddle up until this point. So now they get a chance to rest. They rested yesterday. They'll rest tomorrow. They'll rest Monday, practice Tuesday, and away we go. So the biggest thing was to get up in the stands and let those fans think Robo and be in Coop. And then just let's regroup and get down to Vegas and start a new season.
Despite losing the last 5 in a row, anybody who watched the Cougs can see the difference in the team from the beginning of the Pac-12 to now. Kind of what's your assessment heading into the tournament?
You know, my assessment is we've come a long way. And there were spurts in this season where I felt like we were the best team in the conference with the way we were playing. And that was on both ends of the floor. The firepower, the sharing of the ball, the defense, the communication, the chemistry, the rhythm. I think we shocked a lot of Cougs. We shocked a lot of people in this conference in the country with what went on at Arizona State and Arizona to get in that type of a rhythm. And it gives me hope to know again that you don't have to be the most talented team in the country, in the conference. It's the buy-in. If you can buy in, this is a very, very good system for guys to play in. And we saw spurts of it going into that weekend, and now we've seen spurts of it coming out of that weekend. I'm hoping down into Vegas we'll see it for about 38, 40 minutes per game, because we do that, we can make a run.
Setting up that injury substitution for Viante was a special moment. Just what were your conversations like with Coach Tinkle and the officials and getting that into motion, and what was that like for you to be a part of that?
You know, I've done that before in my career with players that were seniors and had blew out the knee and couldn't play. So the first thing I did is went to Viante and said, would you want to do this with this family being here? And instantly he said, that would be great, Coach. So then the conversation came to our game management that we wanted to do it. And I reached out to Coach Tinkle. Him and I are good friends. And I told him, if you'd allow me to do this, I would make sure when we're on a Nike trip this summer, I'd have a sarsaparilla with him on the beach somewhere and thank him again. He agreed to do it and thought it was more, the game is more about moments like that. You know, for those kids that have played hard, to give them an opportunity to hold their head up and come off and being introduced one last time on their home floor. And then it was a matter of talking to the officials. And they recommended and quite figured out that they would feel more comfortable if there were an injury on the floor so they could blow the whistle versus just blowing the whistle with the jump ball. I told them we're going to let them win the tap just to give V a chance to be on the floor. We put the cone around him so he wouldn't get any thought process of running anywhere and hit the head again. So hats off to Coach Tank for allowing us to do that. That's a classy guy down there to be able to allow us to start a game like this, and I'm happy for V that we had an opportunity to do it. So I thank Oregon State, I thank the officials for allowing us to do it, and I thought Coop was the best actor in the gym for about 10 seconds.
In the second half, how many modifications did they sort of make? Is there anything in particular that stood out there? Or?
You know, the biggest thing in the second half that I'm going to see, again, when I watch tape, is not so much of them and what they did. It's us and what we didn't do and how we got away from playing like we're capable of playing in that rhythm that I talk about. And really on the offensive end, the sharing of the ball that continues to give you that energy on the defensive end. They just took advantage of your turnovers. Took advantage of your lack of energy when you didn't get a chance to touch the ball and you didn't come back as hard defensively. They took advantage of it.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Thanks.